Okay, there. Silence spell is up. Nobody outside the cell is going to hear anything that happens in here for the next hour. Which means we've got an hour to get this done. What? No! Not an hour to torture you without anyone stopping me. Why the fuck would you think I'd do that? Well, yeah, okay. I suppose you do have the scars to prove that I don't draw the line at torture when it comes to you. But that was different. We were in the field and I needed your magic neutralized. And you know better than I do that necromantic mana causes any enchantments it interacts with to decay rapidly, even mana inhibitor enchantments. It's not like we could just slap some fucking anti-mage cuffs on you like you were some common criminal mage. Unlike this room, which is basically supercharged with mana just to power your restraints, nothing we could have carried into the field would have contained you for longer than a minute before the enchantments melted off like wax on a lit candle. So the only viable option left for us was to make you too distracted to cast. And I don't know what you've done to your mind to make yourself completely able to block out mind magic and ignore all effects of illusion magic, but that really only left us one option. Yeah, extreme, agonizing pain. Which would have been a bit extreme if you were any other kind of mage, or 7 untouched wastes if you were any other necromancer. But you're not. You're, well, you. And that means we couldn't just stop you from touching us or keep you away from dead bodies and call it good. If you could cast anything at all, we would have been in deep shit. So you got your bones fracturing themselves to pieces inside your body and your blood gently boiling in your veins for the whole 4-hour trip back to the Mage Citadel. And why you got all those pretty red lines marking your veins as souvenirs of that ride. It wasn't personal, it was for survival. I take no pleasure in torturing people, least of all you. I'm not going to sneak into your cell the day before your execution just to get sick kicks from making you writhe in pain. You were just too fucking good for anything else for transportation. For what it's worth, I'm sorry. Oh, you most certainly are that good, Bones. The group that went after you before ours was made up of what? Like a high priest, an archdruid, a master anti-mage, the heads of 2 of the continent's biggest paladin orders, and a 2,000-year-old elf who they called the Slayer of Corpses for how many necromancers and undead he'd put down. And you killed them all with barely a scratch on you. 7 untouched waste, Bones. You turned a holy paladin into a skeleton and somehow managed to trick his divine magic into sticking around to be used by his puppeted corpse. We brought 10 combat-focused archmages to take you down, all handpicked for their unique abilities in countering and resisting necromancy, and we still lost 3 of them before we weakened you enough to bring you in, even though we took you by surprise with less than 1/5 of your usual undead. So yes, you are that good. So as sorry as I am that I had to rattle your skull with my sound magic until your teeth exploded the whole trip up here, I'm not sorry that doing so stopped you from animating our dead skin cells as they fell off our bodies and killing us with them. And don't tell me that necromancers can't do that. I know they can't, but I'm also damn sure that what you can do and what normal necros can do are 2 terrifyingly different things. Yeah, that's what I thought. Look at that shit-eating grin on your face. You abso-fucking-lutely know how to animate dead skin cells. Cheeky fuck. Ugh, you got me so far off topic, and we only have an hour on that fucking spell. No, I can't just recast it. I'm trying to leave as little a magical signature as possible. Okay, shut up and listen to me for a second, Bones. I know you struggle with that, but I need you to actually hear and understand me, all right? Good. Okay, so I don't want any interruptions for what I'm about to say. We've wasted enough time as is, but I'm breaking you out of here. I said don't fucking interrupt me. I'll explain this as we fucking go. Now shut up. Fucking finally. Okay, so like I said, I'm breaking you out of here. I know this is going to be pretty shocking because I'm one of the assholes that put you in here, but I am. And you can believe me. You know you can believe me because you, more than anyone else, knows exactly what the council will do to anyone who even talks to a necromancer without extreme supervision. I'm risking my career, my magic, even my life just being in here with you right now. I wouldn't be doing this if I wasn't serious. So you can respond to me only to tell me if you understand that I'm here to help you. Do you understand? Good, Bones. That's good. All right. Hold perfectly fucking still. I'm going to hit the resonance frequency of your cuffs and make them vibrate into dust on your wrists. You move even a little bit, and it'll fuck with the frequency, and then who knows what could happen. Maybe nothing, or maybe the cuffs explode and take half your face and both of your wrists off. Point is, don't move. Got me? Good. Now then. Metal buckle, bend and twist, turn into a silver mist. There we go. Now, do not try and use your magic, okay? It is really fucking important that you don't use it until we are miles from the wards of the Citadel, because they'll rat us out faster than a working girl with a guardsman regular. Now, give me a second to work my next spell and we can... I'm sorry, what the fuck do you mean does this one rhyme to? You cheeky fuck, Bones. I can't believe you're still fucking teasing me about my spells while I am literally breaking you out of the Citadel right under the noses of the Grand Magi. Bones, what the fuck was that? No, I don't care if I'm blushing bright as a tomato. You tell me right now what the fuck that was, mister, or I swear. You're welcome. Wait, no, fuck, this isn't right. Yeah, you heard me. This isn't right at fucking all. I'm supposed to be the one leaving you breathless, Bonesy. Let me show you. Fuck. I've wanted to do that for forever. And it was so much fucking better than I thought it'd be. You know, for being a quiet dude whose social life is more dead than living in it, you are a shockingly good kisser. No, you aren't getting me any more distracted. I need to get us out of here before someone gets suspicious. I don't know about you, but I'd rather not get poked with spears while making out. That might be somebody's idea of a fun time, but it's not mine. Glad we're on the same page there. Now shut up and let me get this done. Sound, make this old stone shake and tumble. Form for me a winding tunnel. There you go. One self-digging escape hatch, courtesy of your new favorite person. Now, hop on in. I'll follow behind. Oh, quiet. I know tumble and tunnel are technically imperfect rhymes, but it's not about the fucking rhyming. It just helps me concentrate on my magic if I have a lyrical rhythm is all. Besides, you do that weird shit with your feet whenever you cast your heretical necromancy spells. You do too. You're like some kind of demented tap dancer whenever you cast. You keep your hands tucked into the sleeves of those massive baggy robes you love to wear, and they don't move one bit. Your feet do, though. They sweep across the floor whenever you summon an arching wall of bony hands from the dirt. They tap out a little rhythm whenever you're directing your more mindless undead, and you practically dance a jig whenever you're doing one of those massive undead empowering spells you're so famous for. It's actually fucking adorable. Everybody else was trying to hide terror or revulsion when we fought you the other day, but I was trying to hold back laughter and some squeeze and coos. It was like watching an adorable-ass baby panda waving around a big sword. Sure, it's threatening and could definitely endanger my life, but it's also ridiculous that something so cute and adorable is acting so fierce and scary. Look at that blush. Your pale skin looks like it's on fire. I'll tell you, Bones, I'll never understand how praise of your power, your might, your strength, or your renowned ferocity and skill with necromancy will make you get all mad and huffy, but me calling you adorable and cute just makes you blush and smile that shy little grin of yours. I suppose that makes sense. You're a necromancer because it's what you're good at and what you love doing, not out of a need for power or respect. Being a necromancer naturally makes people scared of you and the power you wield. You don't want more of that. You don't want people to look at you and just see the scary guy who raises corpses. It makes sense that you'd appreciate it when people saw you as other things than just scary and powerful. Like cute, or sweet, or shy. There's that cute little smile. I like that on you, Bones. It looks nice. Reminds me of how sweet and innocent you always were back when we were still in the academy. I bet if you'd given the council one of those when they finally brought you in before the tribunal for trial, you'd have been acquitted on all charges on the grounds of being too cute to kill. No, you're right. That was too soon. Sorry about that. Listen, I'm not good at this stuff, like, at all. This comforting thing. I mean, I'm sure you remember, but do you want to talk about it? Just about what happened? Not just the other day, but all of it. From you going from the Grand Magister's personal pupil one day to you getting literally chased and hunted out of the academy the next. To whatever made the shy, quiet young man who was my first friend in this crazy world of magic and academia into a necromancer that the militaries of entire kingdoms fear. I know I was technically there for all of it, but that doesn't mean I know what the fuck was going on, Bones. Back before all of the shit hit the fan, when I was just a burgeoning young mage who still thought she was going to end up with an air or fire focus, and you were just an astral mage hopeful with a passion for golemcraft, I knew just about every detail of how your life was going, and you knew mine. 7 untouched waist bones when I had finally earned my journeyman sound mage robes and was going into my war mage studies, and you were just starting to work on that thesis on how astral magic could be used to create more intelligent pseudo-minds for golems, I still more or less knew what the fuck was going on in your life. But then your thesis project suddenly had all kinds of attention, and the last time we really talked was about 6 months before everything went to the waste, when you were bouncing nearly out of your skin about the Grand Magister picking your project for his personal participation and instruction, and you told me you wouldn't be able to keep up our weekly lunch meetups anymore. Then the next thing I know, 6 fucking months has gone by, and I wake up one morning to 1,000 people talking about how you fought your way out of the school aided by at least 6 undead that were casting spells, which I shouldn't have to tell you is supposed to be magically impossible. And then all anyone can talk about is how you'd gone off the path into forbidden magics, how the Inquisition or the Mage Citadel's own mage hunters would bring you down eventually. Besides rumors I picked up here or there, or the times you did shit so massive that it ended up being national or even continental news, I don't really even know a single fucking thing about what happened with any of this. And if it doesn't bring up memories that are too painful to dwell on, I was kind of hoping you could finally fill me in on what the fuck happened. You really have to ask? Really? After everything you did for me, you really have to ask why I helped, if I didn't know why you'd done everything you did. Why I would risk my life and take a torch to every ounce of recognition I'd fought and bled for to rescue someone who, for all I know, really is the most evil bastard to ever walk the earth. Well, 1, because I think we both know that we were dancing around some serious feelings for most of our friendship. And as far as I can tell, neither of us has gotten any better at handling or getting over shit like that. Not if those kisses were any indication. When you think you might love someone, your judgment is definitely clouded. But also, I had a pretty undeniable fact beating in my own chest that seemed to prove that not only were all the accusations of soul torture and corpse puppeting against you probably fake, but also that everything the Mage Citadel, the church, the crown has said about necromancy for thousands of years might not be so true either. Yeah, my heart. Holy one above, Bones, you say that like the whole damn thing just slipped your mind. Like you fucking forgot the one time a fucking trained assassin shredded my heart with fucking blood magic. Or that somehow you forgot the part where, after you fired a spell that did shit to him that I never want to fucking think about ever again, you were able to make me a new heart from that fucker's flesh and bones. You shaped a new fucking heart out of a dead blood mage's bones and muscle with magic and your bare hands, and then you shoved it into my still warm corpse. You bound it to me and forced it to start pumping with magic I'd never heard of before, and you pulled my fucking soul back from the shiny white room I can barely remember and back into my body. I came to as you were force-feeding me healing potions to get my gaping chest wound to close. You never told me what you did that day, and I respected your privacy too much to ever ask. But after everything happened and you left, I started researching necromancy, trying to see if I was your first undead, if I was the first weird-ass magic-using thrall you made or some shit. And you know what I found out? Exactly. Necromancy doesn't fucking heal people. If you had brought me back from death, which I know you did, and you had used necromancy to build my heart, restart it, and anchor my spirit, then those healing potions you gave me should have burned me to ashes. But they didn't. They fixed me. You brought a recently dead soul back to life the way only a high priest of the gods should be capable of, all with a heart made from stolen bones and dead muscle. And yet, I'm still alive. I'm still me. Not some revenant trapped in a decaying shell, not some fancy undead mimicking intelligence, but me. And every second this macabre heart you gifted me was beating in my chest, I had to ask myself what was real and what was fake. Ask if I would put my faith in thousands of years of research with cited sources and replicable experiments, or the man who literally gave me a heart and a life when anyone else would have been unable to do anything but bury me. As you can see by the fact that you're walking through a sound-carved tunnel going right under the Citadel's so-called impenetrable walls, I eventually came to a decision. So, what about you? Have you come to a decision? On if you want to talk about all of this. Sorry, I know I went on a bit of a rant after asking before. I guess I really needed to talk about it. You think you do too? And that's great, Bones. I know how private you can be, especially after all of this, so I really appreciate... Oh, yeah, no, that's totally okay. We can absolutely wait until we get somewhere safe before you go through all of that. I imagine you'll need some time to process exactly how you're going to explain everything. Speaking of a safe place, I really hope you've got some more hidey holes and secret sanctums than just the one we found you in the other day, Bones, because we're almost to the distance where they won't be able to see us from the walls or detect your magical signature, and once we do, we'll be hopping out of this tunnel so that we can make faster time over open ground we don't have to dig through. Once we do hop out, that's literally the end of my escape plan. I have no idea where to go from get my man out of jail as alive as he went in, so it's your show from here. Yeah, my man. I did just free your ass from the most secured magical holding facility on the continent, and possession is like 9/10 of the law or some shit like that. Why? You get a problem with being mine? Good, then. Because I'm really happy to finally be yours, too. But, seriously, you have like, I don't know, a creepy mausoleum we can go hide in or something, right? Oh, thank goodness. Alright, this is it. My tunneling spell should peter out right here. Okay, out, and then I'll seal her back up. And then you can finally start letting your magic breathe again, Bones. Okay, here we go. Hide my path and destroy this tunnel. Leave nothing behind but rubble.